image. And the one run 360 image, and through the Wi-Fi to the cloud, we construct 3D model for you. It's a 3D scanner. It's a 3D scanner. So how much does it cost? Nothing, because you already have this model. So the retail price for this one is $299.
All right, so what we're looking at right here is the 3D print clean 870 safety enclosure. And what's the safety enclosure do? Let me show you. So what we have here is we have a proprietary system that filters the air through one of our really large filters in the back. And what that's going to do is that's going to take out the ultrafine particles that come off of 3D printing and the gases, or as we call them, volatile organic compounds. You don't want to breathe those. So what we also have here is we have a Raspberry Pi touchscreen, and these have a lot of your user control features. One of the bigger features that we have in this is called thermal runaway protection. And what that does, so right now we have this set to 128 degrees. So what would happen is as you're printing, if for some reason the internal temperature of the enclosure reaches 128 degrees, what this will do is the enclosure will actually cut power to the printer and the enclosure. That way you won't have a thermal event. And what that means, if the extruder gets stuck and it starts to melt the plastic even more, it'll cut the power and hopefully prevent an ignition. If you do get ignition, we offer an optional fire suppression system which will release an ABC powder. It will coat everything inside of the enclosure and douse the flames. It will also coat your printer and ruin your printer, but it will save the structure that you're housing the enclosure and your printer in. The other thing that it does is we call this our eco-friendly heating. What it also does is it recycles the heat coming off of the bed and the heat coming off of the LEDs, and it helps create a stable environment for your print. So if you're like me and you print in ABS, what it does is it helps it keep from cracking and warping and coming off the bed. And also don't be like me and say you're going to open a window and vent stuff out because you're going to wreck your prints. We also offer polycarbonate windows. I don't know if you can hear that. This way somebody can't smash your window and try to take your printer, or your cat's not going to get in and sleep on your printer bed. The other thing we also have here are these doors. They also lock, so you can keep students, your little brother, your little sister, and again, like I said, that cat, it'll keep the cat out of the enclosure. We also have controls for the lights. I don't know how much you'll be able to see this. So you can bring this guy down. My hands are a little sweaty from the heat today. So the lights can dim, so if you want to run a print overnight, you can do that as well. And then our filter fan, I don't know if you'll be able to pick this up with the noise, you can also turn that down and create a little bit of a quieter environment. We also offer Wi-Fi updates right into the Raspberry Pi, so whenever we get an update, you'll see an icon in the corner. You click on that bad boy and you'll be up and running with our new features. Speaking of features, our filters last 1 year. You'll get a 1 month alert from the Raspberry Pi telling you have 30 days to change your filters. If you don't change them, the enclosure will actually cease operation. This way you're not gassing yourself inadvertently. And with all those features, that is the 3D Print Clean 870 safety enclosure. Thank you for
So how long has it been a Kickstarter project for?
Yeah, it's gonna be on Kickstarter in October.
Oh, so it's about to start.
Yeah.
Sweet. So you got it right before the campaign. Good exposure.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
Here's our business card.
Thank you.
So, you guys got here? Yeah, so this is Ono, the smartphone 3D printer, and what it is it's the most affordable printer on the market now at just $99. The way that we achieved that was that we took the resin printing technology and moved the resin from the UV spectrum into the visible spectrum. What that means is that you're not limited to having lasers or ultraviolet projectors underneath to harden the resin. All you need is your phone's LCD screen. So you put the phone underneath, then in here you would pour the liquid resin, and once you close up the printer, basically what happens is that the platform will go down to just above the phone screen into the resin, and the phone's going to show white on black images. Where it's white, it'll harden the resin onto the plate. Then the plate moves up, and then the phone shows the next image. They move up again, shows the next image, and so on until you get layer by layer the 3D part. Announced it, the idea, the first kind of like prototype didn't even work. It was a box 2 years ago here at the New York Maker Fair. A year and a half ago in March 2016, we launched our Kickstarter campaign, and we're now in the process of finalizing and shipping out those orders, hopefully by the end of October, and then followed by live sales before Christmas. Yeah, definitely. The Maker Fair is just a great place. I mean, to meet people of all kinds. You get people who are experts at 3D printing, people who have never even heard of it, and this is their first experience. So you really see like the whole spectrum of people who are interested in this technology, and it's a great way to meet people and other inventors and makers and get in touch with them. Yeah. You want to hold it?
So I'm assuming you guys get really good printers on OLED.
So actually, it's pretty, it's not that different between LCD and OLED, and actually LCD is slightly better because the light is colder as opposed to OLED, and that's actually closer, kind of like in the spectrum that the resin is optimal in.
It's more reactive.
Yeah, it's more kind of towards the blue.
It's really impressive.
I mean, like if you can pre-order, if you scan the QR code here,
I'll take one of these.
we'll actually give you
This is very interesting.
a Pro Bag, which is the carrying case for free, which is normally $20. So
Better
100
as well.
micron Z resolution, and then your XY actually depends on your phone pixel density. So you could get as high as 42 microns with like a 4K display.
In new electronics, we
Hey Jeff, can I get a quick intro to the new MK3?
Micro switches and all that stuff anymore.
Then we have 3-pin back. For example, if you bring or and if you stop the electronics you run with that, and you can see an external fan error. It immediately shuts down the nozzle.
And then it will pick up from where it left off once you figure out what's
And you can figure it out, and you can just hit the resume print. It will bring the temperature back on.
That is so sweet.
Yeah, the same thing is for the other side. Yeah, then we have, for example, another thermistor on board, because these screw terminals, in the case of a kit, the user may not tighten them with all the screws, and you can catch the temperature rise, and you can shut off the print.
Right, before you have the normal heat bed failure where the wiring just, one bad connection melts down.
Then we have, finally, monitoring of the fuses. So if one of the fuses got blown, the printer can tell you which one you have to change. So I took a piece of wood about this big and I just held it there. When I just held the wood there while I was hard. Once I had 2 or 3 layers, I took the wood away and let it go. And then I went home and did that. It was so worth it. It turned out so cool.
Hey Joe, so when are you gonna do your review on the Pardaddy?
Yeah, right? Oh man, you know if I brought that home, my wife would kill me.
Good luck trying to get it anywhere.
I know. Well, they got a dedicated trailer for it.
You would have to, yeah.
And it's
Needs all trailers.
and you need 4 people to lift it up.
That's crazy, man.
I think it's gonna live in their shop for a while. This might be the last time it comes out. Although, you know, I think they say that every time.
Yeah. I could have sworn I heard that last year. Yeah.
I know.